So here we go. 1990, guys. JCPenney Christmas Catalog. The gift that is Christmas, which is a stuffed bear and a Paddington bear hat. You know, the bear should be wearing that hat. That's just my 2 cents. All right, next page. The gift that is Christmas. More bear. Hey, I'm starting to see a trend, guys. If you remember in other videos, there was a horse theme one year. I won't go into it. It's for another time. But the bear trend was hot in 1990 is what I'm seeing. Just red hot. Wow. And speaking of hot, I want to talk about a burning hot sizzle look. This right here was the happy family. I'm telling you. And what's not to like? You got the turquoise, teal, blue, just all of them. Matching robes for the most part. And then their sweet child there looking up. All is right, and the fire is burning bright. All right, let's move on. Is that... Okay, that looks a lot like... Oh, I can't think of her name now. The actress from Groundhog's Day. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it looks like her. I don't think it is her, but her son, that she is proudly combing his hair. And it looks like they just got done doing some kind of business deal. Some kind of transaction went down, because normally, I don't know about you guys, I never shook hands with my mother that way unless we had just made a deal. Maybe it's for balance, but I feel like there's more to the story. There's a deeper transaction going. And for those of you that don't have a third to add to the party, there's always a doll. I mean, you all can match. I mean, why not fix the doll's hair? Everybody's happy. The more gift that is Christmas. This is looking like a high school prom kind of scenario, however you want to say it. And yeah, same with this. It's much younger, but yeah, I don't know. It's that's the gift that is Christmas, apparently. Fill the house with family and friends and let the party begin. Let's move on. Yeah, they really went with a theme of a dinner party or something. I don't know. This looks like a little mini high school prom. I can't help but see that every time. This kid looks like he's ready to go over to the punch bowl. Looks like he's already been there. He's got some cake, something like that. And more of the matching theme. So yeah, I don't know. That's what they were thinking in 1990 apparently. And more of the, the gift that is Christmas. It's good. It's good stuff. There you go. Every page is gifted as Christmas. At first it was a gift. Is she biting her hand? Look at that. That is like, I don't know if they just watched Jaws, but something is going on. She has all the looks of nervous, happy, really nervous. And this is planned. So, I mean, imagine if this wasn't planned. Imagine if you're over at Christmas dinner, grandma's there, she's been sneaking a little wine on the side. You just finished a gingerbread cookie and you think it's going to be delicious. And you're like, oh, you know who I should offer this to is grandma. You offer it to her, and she just swoops in from the side, doesn't even ask for you to hand it to her. She just says, no, I'll come to you. And the look just says it all. All right, guys, this guy just got done clearly making some, is that cookie dough? Is that batter? Is that ramen? What is that? That's got to be cookie dough. It looked like ramen from afar. Maybe my eyesight is getting worse with my age, but that is, yeah, she... He's like, let's pose and I'm going to offer you this. And then she's like, I don't care about any of that. I'm trying to get my career going. I'm looking right at the camera. I am smiling like there's a third person there that is the camera. And this guy's trying to look natural, but I'm not trying to be a hater, but I'm just saying she's clearly ambitious and he's just making his cookie dough ramen. Gift of Christmas, I'm not even looking at it anymore, but let's talk about the real push, the bear push of 1990, because clearly, from what you can see here in the corner, they had a lot of bears to move and not a lot of time. This is normally not a page I would spend much time on, but once again, do you see what I see lurking in the background? I mean, Christmas is upon us, and I don't know what they were trying to go for there, but that is, I don't even have to say it, guys. I mean, many words come to mind, but you can see from the look on her face and the poor children. Really, I mean, that's who you need to consider, especially with this. Look at that monstrous grip on that shoulder. That is Let's just move on. This page we got RoboCop, Batman, and Dick Tracy. Also Ninja Turtles and Batman. All right, I'm sorry, Simpsons and Simpsons. I already said Batman, but yeah, I don't know what this one is over here. What is this one? Honey, it's me. I'm home. Oh, it's Ghostbusters. That's cool. I had no idea until now. That's awesome. So yeah, Ghostbusters, and then Mickey with some hoops right here. I like it. And we got the matching Adidas on deck as well too. This is pretty great. Let's go to the next. All right, whenever you were a kid, these costumes were just awesome. I remember having a Batman one and the super. Actually, I think it might be these exact ones. Yeah, they were. That's so cool. All right, I love that. Just for moments like that, guys. That's why I loved looking at this stuff. Yeah, I had these exact two growing up now, if I remember right, because I remember the little capes and then the logos, and then, yeah, that's awesome. The Ninja Turtle one is really cool as well. I did not have this one, I don't think. But yeah, that's great. I mean, what kid wouldn't want that? Even today, if they made that an adult size, I mean, I'd probably sport it. And for the wrestler in the house, let's not forget the Hulk Hogan. Just complete robe saying Hulk rules. I love it. It's great. And then the kid, I'm guessing he just ripped something in half. He better have just ripped something in half. Out the Ghostbusters zip up little pajama kind of set here, a little onesie. That's pretty cool. That's great with Slimer. And then NASCAR, and we got Tiny Toon as well. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying 1990. And, moving on to the parts that are most nostalgic for you guys. But this I had to stop on for a second. As I'm cruising through the catalog, guys, trying to get to the stuff that hopefully most of you will remember some, I had to stop on this. I don't remember this, but this look right here, please bring this back. If I saw a girl wearing this, I mean, I might just have to propose. Okay, guys, keep in mind this is before the days of emojis. But do you see what I see with that ribbon and these two pearls? Because I see a face. I don't know about you, but I definitely see a face now. Okay, I knew it would be real because, once again, I'm skimming through the jewelry, and nothing at first jumped out to me on this page except lurking from below in the left. I see the game plan, I really do. And they try and make you look innocent, but that is one smushed, sinister looking bear. Let's just hope and pray that no more bears we will see on our journey today through this catalog. Let's see what the next page has. New fashion ideas for the 1990s. These were the new ones. All right, we are on page 190, and I had to stop here for a minute because check out Mario in the middle there. That is pretty great. And it looks like, yes, there's also a Mario watch right there. I think that's the furthest I can zoom in, but oh, that is great. Look at that, guys. Can play, almost looks like Donkey Kong on there, and then Zelda right next to it. If you guys had this watch or have one for sale, let me know, because what you paid back in 1990 at the $25 is timeless. It really is. And if you have, speaking of timeless, apparently a way to tell time with Mario pointing, these two go great together. All right, I'm not trying to be a hater, but the way this guy is leaning, I have a feeling a brick is in his future. Yeah, Magic Johnson over here in the corner too. That's pretty great. I like that. All right. You know the age-old saying that we can't jump, but I'm here to tell you right now, we have documented proof that we can jump. Maybe not that great, maybe not that high. The vertical might not be that great, but this is actual evidence that we can leave the ground, at least for a moment. You know, for the people that love to catch every game, and this is before the days of the internet, or at least people use the internet widely. In 1990, if you want to catch the game on the go, this was it. This was it. This was the look, my friends. You have an antenna literally coming out of your hat. And if you're single, you won't be for long, because anybody that lays eyes on that kind of setup, especially with the buttons on the side there, gonna be drawn to you like a moth to the flame. All right, how many of you had a like Pop-A-Shot kind of setup like this? I didn't have one like this. I remember playing it at a carnival and maybe at a mall, but yeah, actually I think a mall arcade had one if I remember right. But if you guys had one of these, let me know, because these things were a lot of fun. Same with the foosball down here in the corner. You got a little air hockey. That's the tiniest air hockey table I've ever seen. It looks like he took a poker table and made it into an air hockey table. I think that's what it is. I think if you lost at poker and everybody's upset, you take your frustration out where it belongs, on the air hockey table. Many of you had a ping pong table growing up or had access to a ping pong table, because I remember playing with neighbor friends and just spending a lot of time playing ping pong. And I could go on, but I think I will actually. That's what I'm going to spend the rest of the video on, is ping pong, guys. So this is where the catalog stops here for today. We're just going to stay on 279 while I reminisce in a moment of silence. It's purely for myself. You're not even going to know the memories I have, because I'm going to just have them, here in this moment. But just enjoy it. Thank you. That's all I needed. All right, let's go. The angle of this bike, the way she's reclining with the headphones in, it's like being relaxed and exercising at the same time. I mean, who doesn't want that? These bikes, if you've ever had to move one, I used to work at a sporting goods store for a little while, and these things are heavy, deceptively heavier than you would think, because the base of them is where all the weight is. But you look at it and you think, oh, it's just this rinky-dink little bike. It's like a cow, just tip it over. But you pick this thing up, it'll surprise you and your back. I've seen these before, and it's like a 2-in-1. If you need an air conditioner for the house or the living room, and you have somebody that has a lot of energy, put them on one of these things. You'll just have the whole room blowing air. Your sweaty, stinky, terrible air that no one really wants, but it'll be all over the house, the tree, probably the turkey for dinner. But thank you. Thank you for that gift. I saw this in another catalog. These really crack me up because, yes, the two of you can work out right next to each other, but I love it that you're sharing the same machine, working on it at the same time. You don't see these anymore, and I'm sure there's a reason, but it's just funny. I have a feeling this girl had a certain band that she was crazy about, because it's subtle, but the sleeping bag and the album covers and the look, just wow, that's a lot. All right, guys, the Ninja Turtles set here on the right. This tent, I am 99% sure, I'm going to have to ask my family. I had this whenever I was a kid because it looks so familiar. But, I mean, what kid wouldn't love this? If you guys love Ninja Turtles as much as I do, let me know, because this is a lot of fun to look at. And this sleeping bag right here, too, is really familiar. The duffel bag, I don't remember that, but the rest of it is great. This one is a lot of sleeping bags, but I just wanted to point out just the different ones. It's pretty cool, really. The Super Mario one up here, the real Ghostbusters, Mickey, Garfield lounging. It's all good. Let's see what the next one has. All right, we have gotten into the bedding/luggage territory. I pretty much made it through the luggage. Didn't see a whole lot there that jumped out to me. If you're a big luggage fan, feel free to go through it. But this, I mean, the look of this is something to behold. 1990 was coming in strong with some pretty striking, colors and sets there. I don't know what else there is to say about that. What does this make you guys think of when you see it? Because I almost didn't notice it, but then I did. Let's go to the next one. Did anyone have this? I don't remember any of my friends having it. If they did, they would not be invited to any sleepovers with my friends and I, because this thing, if you need to get up in the middle of the night and you see this looking at you, even if it has good intentions, it's gonna strike fear in your heart. All right, skipping ahead a little bit more, if we came down to if you want to be the Santa of your house, apparently they sold the suits. You didn't have to. I think of the movie Jingle All the Way. Go to a factory, and try to get some bootleg Santa set up because you could get it straight from the source. Just don't show your kids this, guys, because it could be devastating. How many of you guys as kids loved gumball machines? Now, I know these are probably the worst thing for you, but the actual experience of going up, putting a coin in, a quarter, looks like he's putting a penny in, and getting the candy instantly is pretty fun. And it's cool that they have different themed ones with Garfield and Scrooge McDuck. You're not going to get any gumballs from him. I can tell you that right now. How many of you had car beds? Never had one as a kid. I always thought these looked so cool, especially this kid down here. I mean, look at that. He's living large. He has the Mario Nintendo Entertainment setup. Let's take a look at that for a second with the zapper. Dang, this kid had it all. Look at this. Reeboks, and then Mario, Nintendo, the zapper, living large. If any of you have seen this at a Christmas party, let me know, because this is actually really cool. If somebody had this when I came over where all the food was, because that's where I would inevitably find myself, this would be fun. I would probably stare at it awkwardly for way too long and not be invited back. Next one. These looked like mini fridges at first. These were some big microwaves back in the day, guys, apparently, because this looks like a whole chicken or a whole turkey they got going on in there. I don't know about you, but the microwave I'm using right now, it cannot hold that amount of bird. All right, everybody, I tried to find it in each one for you because it's of the utmost importance, as you know. But page 379, the mail-in order form. I'm sure you've seen countless stuff you want there today. Just fill one of these out, mail it in. I'm sure they would love to deal with it. And yeah, let me know how it goes. All right, this one I definitely had as a kid. I remember it played a little jingle and then had the projector on the ceiling. I don't know if you guys had anything like this as a kid. If you did, let me know. It'd be fun to see what else they had out there. But this one is definitely nostalgic. Play School was where it was at as a kid. Do you guys remember this little recorder? It's like a karaoke / almost kind of like a talk boy. But this has a very nostalgic look for me. I remember seeing this. I think my friends had this. I did not have it, but I do remember it well. I think most kids remember these, the little spin wheels where you pull it and then it will tell you a different saying or phrase, or it could even be a letter. But you have the different voices on the panels. Those were a lot of fun as a kid. The Tiny Toons phone here in the middle, I don't remember this. Same with the Big Bird one. Don't remember either of these. But somebody out there does. If you are that somebody, you should let us know what it was like. Mr. Potato Head had a ton of accessories by then at that point, apparently, because he's looking crazy. How many of you had Play-Doh or ate Play-Doh? I'm sure some of you did. I definitely tried. I do remember that in Nickelodeon Gak. Both of those were a lot of fun and probably still digesting. Where is young Thomas at? Well, I'll tell you where he's at. He's out in the orchard, picking a bushel of tomatoes. He is coming in right now on his little tractor as we speak. This one, I've seen many things on here before, especially these bricks down here. My friends and I, we tried to build a city. It didn't work out, but it was fun to visualize it and really see a very small part of it not come together with these bricks. In some of the other catalog videos, there's one in particular where you're going to see a lot of, I don't want to give it away, but this. And I don't understand if there were just, Tombstone is a great film, but I don't think it came out until like the mid-90s, and this is 1990. So I don't know what the horse craze was or why it was hitting the U.S. around this time, but you'll see it, and it's hard not to. At first I just thought the kid was hanging out and playing by himself, but then I realized that as you look closer, you see that he's being watched by Big Bear. And I think that even the little one is learning from a young age how to keep tabs make sure all is right. I also really like the Ninja Turtles hanging out down here. This is pretty great. All right, we are up to the video game section, which I always love talking about, and it's cool to see just the different kinds they had. The OG itself, the Game Boy. I remember buying one of these as a kid back in 1990. Man, takes me back. The Lynx, I never played this. If you played it, let me know, because was it cool? Was it not? It looks kind of like a Game Gear, but a little bit different. And I have no idea what the game selection was like on it. But yeah, I would be interested to find out if that was a cool system or not. This is the rate it started loading at towards the end. So I'm really savoring each page because I don't have a choice. It's almost like looking at something you shouldn't, but it's so good because it's the Nintendo, and it's got everything. Look at that. Wow. You know, I might pause it and let it load before I do any commentary, or I might just let it ride because, oh, there it is. All right, all the different games here. Jeopardy. Yeah. Double Dragon, Super Mario 3, Turtles. Such a great game. This is a really hard game, by the way. If you guys have ever played it, it's very hard. I still can't beat it. All right, more Nintendo games. Check this out, guys. This is great. Sega Genesis 16-bit glory. Coming right after Nintendo's title, only to be owned by Nintendo someday. Crazy how things work out, right? Oh, yeah, we're to the handheld electronic area, and I remember this Paperboy game. Do you guys remember here at the bottom corner? This Paperboy Tiger handheld. I remember that game. It was hard, but it always looked really cool. And the Jordan Bird matchup on the top right as well, that always looked really awesome as well. I wonder how hard it'd be to get one of these today. I'd have to look into it, but these would be a lot of fun to collect. I don't know how great the games themselves were, but the artwork and just the joy of looking at one. All right, for the detective in the household, specifically the aspiring Dick Tracy. This kid has it all. He's got the wrist radio and the trench coat. I don't know where you're going to get the entire look from, but you can get one of these and no one will notice it, I'm sure. All right, that kid looks like he might be playing a saxo boom, but I don't think he is. Let's see what it is. Ohio Art Dynamite. So no, it wasn't a saxo boom, but it definitely looks like one. These Nerf swords were really popular around this time. I remember seeing the commercials. My friends had them. They were a lot of fun. You have all the games here. Oh, do you see the Ghostbusters balloon? Busters. I don't remember that game. You guys remember any of these games on here? For a period of time in 1990, there was no way you could get around any cereal box getting a card with this man and his face and his name on it. Nolan Ryan, I don't know what you did in the 90s, but your card was in every cereal box, JCPenney catalog apparently. You had a fix on the game. So you need to tell us. Just fess up to us. How did you do it? I just want to know. Do any of you remember this toy chainsaw? I do remember this, and I thought it was the coolest thing because I thought it's a chainsaw, but I won't hurt myself with it. And I was wrong. This looks like the mother of all race sets. This thing is a beast. I've never seen anything like it. If you had this or tried it out, let us know. Let the world know what it is like, because it looks like a theme park you have in your living room essentially with race cars. I'm impressed with this one. I am. These would be any aspiring rock musician's dream. Which one is your favorite out of the three? Let me know. Wow, this probably would have been the page I would have spent all the time on as a kid. How many of you remember this? The playset, the pizza thrower. The pizza thrower was really cool. I wonder how hard it would be to find one of these today. Same with, of course, the party wagon here in the middle. Yeah, this whole page is one of my favorites so far. If you guys had the Leonardo chair, it probably wasn't very comfortable. And we got WWF down here. This is pretty cool. The little wrestling ring. Did you guys have this growing up as a kid? I'm curious. This ring and the setup is pretty cool. Oh, more playset here. We have Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice. It's pretty awesome. Did you guys have any of this as a kid? Kid at the top, also with the shooter, is great. Love it. Backpack, everything. The Beetlejuice dolls here at the bottom, or action figures, I should say. I remember these as well. Do you guys remember these? All right, did any of you have crystals? Did you grow rocks, grow crystals growing up? I didn't, but I remember these being really popular. Same with the chemistry set. Chugga chugga, check it out. Here we go. Train sets, what can I say? They took a while to set up. They were fun to look at. Most of your probably grandparents had some or had some friends that did. They were all the rage. These boats look like the kind that could give you the power to pull a squirrel on skis, just like in that scene in Anchorman. Okay, what about this little, what is that at the bottom there? It's a mega typhoon or mini typhoon hovercraft. Did you know anybody that had this? Let's take a look at this. Yeah, this little guy right here. Was this thing cool or not? It looks like it could actually be really cool, but I have no idea. Did it work? Let me know. I've never seen one before. Very cool stuff. All right, how many of you had the Red Ryder kind of sled growing up? I remember having something similar to this in the middle, having way too much fun sledding down this hill and building ramps, and it was a lot of fun. It really was. If you guys had those memories, let me know, because that's what being a kid is all about. And even now, sledding, and so it'll always be fun. We're moving now. I have to agree with that. This is a cool, very fun page. We got snowboards, we got skateboards, we got Tiny Tim on the scooter down here. Everything's just coming together. The Turtles skateboard is probably my favorite on this. If you guys have a one, let me know. The Joe Cool Snoopy one next to it is nothing to sneeze at, I gotta say. I mean, this page, need I say more? What kid wouldn't want a Corvette, or down here at the bottom, your own personal Batmobile? I mean, just luxury and speed combined. More of these kind of battery-powered vehicles that any kid around this age, in my opinion, would love. I still think they look really cool. If you had one of these as a kid, you were a very lucky individual. And if you were able to drive and let your girlfriend or, friend sit on the phone there, that's even better. She is clearly getting ready to get on I-4 around here. Ready to press that Ferrari to the limit. I love it as a Ferrari. And then down the bottom here, this kid. The Avenger. The Turtle Avenger, I should say, with the go-kart. That's pretty great. How many of you knew that JCPenney apparently carried comic books? I had no idea about that, and I gotta say, this is new to me. If you guys knew back in the day that you could buy, I guess, yeah, they're comics. It says right here. That's awesome, but I mean, yeah, they were pushing comics back in 1990. I had no idea, JCPenney. Found a page of just classic VHS tapes. Little Mermaid, Peter Pan. Looks like Michael Jordan's Superstars there in the center. Maybe Beetlejuice and Ninja Turtles down at the bottom. Let's take a look and see. Yeah. Man, this takes me back. How many of you guys remember these VHS tapes? Did you have them? Did you rent them? Did you ask your friends if you could borrow them and then end up keeping them? I mean, what happened? I just want to know. So as I was moving through the last 50 pages of this catalog, it dawned on me, I was like, I really hope I haven't passed the best stuff. It's hopefully not just downhill from here. And just as I was thinking that, I clicked on 547 here, and I thought, the name says it all here with the brand. But yeah, a good vacuum, that's, yeah, I was probably right. All right, so we're on page 555, And I just wanted to take a moment and just say, remember, or are you old enough to remember? If not, it's okay. It's no one's fault when they're born. Just remember that. But do you remember how big camcorders used to be? Because what you have now with your phone, you could essentially not accomplish with one of these ginormous camcorders. You could get kind of close, but it's still, it still wasn't even close at the time. But I love it that they call it the handy cam at the top here, when you can clearly see, yeah, it just fits right in the palm of your hand very easily. It's, small, just like the size of a full-grown turkey. Before the days of cell phones, before the days of car phones, you had landlines. Now, some of you out there will be like, I didn't even know how the world operated back then. And I got news for you. It didn't. For a while, transparency was very popular. It should be more popular. But with this phone right here on the top right, it was always fun as a kid to see how things worked. Again, the whole transparent movement. I mean, look at this. Transparent neon AM, FM radios. Not only will you sleep better at night, you'll probably, feel the vibration from how bright the lights are trying to get into your cornea. To this day, I still really enjoy looking at the Discman because at the time it was premium music, and trying to keep it from skipping, especially if you were carrying it around or if it was in your car, was nearly impossible. But for a while, if you had one of these and you pulled it out of your backpack, all the kids would just ooh and ah over it. I mean, I remember two of them, and only one of them, actually saw the Discman. But for a brief moment, he was struck by it. I think it was a reflection of the sun hitting it at the time, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool system. Getting close to the end, and they always have the stereos at the end here, I've been noticing, and I just had to show you guys really briefly how big and how tall these things used to be to get the same amount of sound that really you can get in probably a fraction of the size now. I don't remember this, but if you guys do, look at some of these portable televisions for their time. Let's see the one in the center here, especially. It's the Casio 2-inch, color TV. Wow. Thing looks like the size of a credit card, except a lot thicker. All right, same with this combo too, the VHS TV combo. Now, if you just wanted an all one-stop shop back in the day, this is how you did it. Especially when they had video stores. Part of me misses those days. Okay, we're only a couple of pages away from the end, and they are saving the big boy items for the end here. $1,500 camcorder, and once again, like I said, you can accomplish all of this and more today probably with your phone. But for probably about the same price. But at one point in time, this was the premier way to get film. Another TV and VCR. Okay. All right. Last page. And it's the spine. I should have known that. All right, guys. That is it for the catalog today. Let me know what your favorite item was. I'll see you guys on the next one.